Hey Goobers, and welcome back to class. Today we're going to be learning more on statistics and specifically the difference between variabilities and centers and when you use them. So to start off, we need to compare and contrast variabilities versus centers. So when you measure variabilities, you are getting a glimpse at the entire data set. So this includes the entire data set. And if we remember, variabilities show our ranges, including the ranges of the entire data set in the interquartile range. It shows the different quartiles, including the upper, lower, and the median. And then it is usually put in the form of box and whiskers plots. So our centers, in comparison, are more of a summation of the data set. So usually when we talk about the centers, it's just a single number, and this can usually be seen in the median, mode, and the mean. So these sum up the entire data set into one single number. It can be the average, the middle number, things like that, what's seen most often, but it's more of just a single number as compared to where the variabilities, you can actually see the entire set of data. But we're going to go through and practice these. So first we're going to do a practice problem using centers. So this problem asks us to find the median, mean, and mode of the hourly wages for store's employees that are listed below. So we need to find the mean, median, and mode. So we can start off with finding the mean. And that is when we add up all the numbers, so the entire data set, 8.75 plus 9 plus 8.75, all the way to that 1025. And then we are going to take that and divide that by the amount of hourly wages there are. We have 8 hourly wages listed, so you're going to divide it by 8. When we do that, we get 74.25, which we divide by 8, which gives us 9.28, and since we're talking about dollars, we're going to keep it rounded there. It's going to be dollars. So our mean for this data set is $9.28. So that is the mean. Next, we can go to the mode. So this is what appears most often. So when we look at this data set, we have to ask ourselves how many of there are each. So 875 shows up 1, 2, 3 times. $9 show up once. $10 shows up once. $9.50 shows up once. $9.25 shows up once. And $10.25 shows up once. So we can see that our mode, the one that appears most often, is 875 because it shows up 3 different times. So next we're going to work on our median. And this is our middlemost number. But to do this, we have to put it all in order from least to greatest. So we have our smallest number is 875, and that shows up 3 times. And then we have $9 that shows up once. Then we go to $9.25, then $9.50, then $10, and $10.25. And then we're going to go back and forth to find the middlemost number. So 875, $10.25, $8.75, $10, $8.75, $9.50, and then we end up with $9 and $9.25. So we have to find the number that is in between $9 and $9.25, that is exactly in the middle. So that is going to be 9.125, but again, we're talking about dollars, so that's going to be rounded to 913. So our median is 913. So, now that we've gone over centers, we're going to talk about variability. So this asks, create a box and whiskers plot showing the different scores of a basketball team made. The scores are listed below. So basketball team made these, and we have to take this data set and create a box and whiskers plot by finding out the ranges and quartiles. So first step is we have to find the range. That is the largest number subtracted by the smallest number. As we can tell here, 82 is our largest number, so 82. And then we find our smallest number, which is 50, so we're going to subtract 50. We do that, 82 minus 50, we get 32. Now for the median, we want to put them in order. So 50 again is our smallest number. Then we go to 58. Then 59. Then we get to 64, 68, 78, 79, 79, and 82. So now that we have all ours in order, we can go ahead and go back and forth to find the middlemost number. So 50, 82, 58, 79, 59, 79, 64, 78, meaning our median is 68. So now that we have that done, we can go ahead and find our quartiles. So our quartile 1 is going to be that first half, including the median, since we have an odd number set. So 50, 58, 59, 64, and 68. Back and forth again, 50, 68, 58, 64, leaving us with 59. We're going to do the same thing for quartile 3. So it's going to be 68, 78, 79, 79, and 82. 68, 82, 78, 79, meaning our quartile 3 is 79. And now we can go ahead and find our IQR, or our interquartile range, by subtracting the Q3 by Q1. So 79 minus 59. And when doing that, we get 20. So now we have all our information, so we're going to go ahead and create our box and whiskers plot. So we start with our box, and we create our whiskers. So our smallest number is 50, so that's the least amount of points they made, and our highest number is 82, which is the highest amount of points they made. Their quartile 1 is 59. Their quartile 3 is 79. And our median is 68. So there's our box and whiskers plot, and we can visually see the data set. We can visually see that the least scores they made, it was 50, and the most they made was 82. We can visually see that they range for 32 points, and they have an interquartile range of 20 points. So now we want to compare them both, and I'm going to allow y'all to pause and try this problem. The problem says find the measures of variability in a box and whiskers plot form and the measures of center for the data set below. Once complete, compare the given data. So again, like I said, I want y'all to pause and give this your best shot. Okay, so I'm hoping you've hit play because you've done your very best at solving this, and we're going to go over it together now. So first of all, we want to separate what we're doing. So I'm going to make 2 columns. One for centers and one for variability. So now using this data set, we're going to find our centers. So we need to find the mean, median, and mode. So I want to go ahead and put this into numerical order from least to greatest, which is going to be 42, 47, 47, 53, 60, 68, 74, 75, 76, 78, 81, 84, and 86. So now we're going to find the median. So 42, 86, 47, 84, 47, 81, 53, 78, 60, 76, 68, 75, and our middlemost number is 74. So now we want to find the mode, so what appears most often. And we can look at our data set that we have everything in order and see that 47 appears most often. And now we need to do our mean. So we're going to add up 42, 47, 47, all the way down to 86. And then we're going to divide by the amount of numbers there are. So there are 13. So we can go ahead and add those up, which gives us 871 divided by 13, which is 67. So our mean is 67, our mode is 47, and our median is 74. So now we're going to go ahead and find our measures of variability. So our median we already found out is 74. Our range is going to be 86 minus 42, which is 44. Our Q1, we are going to do 42, 47, 47, 53, 60, 68, and since that's 74, our median is a part of our data set, we're going to include it. And that is our first half of the data set. So we are going to go back and forth, 42, 74, 47, 68, 4760 and find that our Q1 is 53, which is our middlemost number. Now we're going to find our Q3. So 74, including that median because it is a part of our data set. 75, 76, 78, 81, 84, and 86, and go back and forth again. So 74, 86, 75, 84, 76, 81, and find that our median for our Q3 is 78. Now our IQR has us subtract 53 from 78, which is 25. So now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and form our box and whiskers plot. So our minimum number is 42, and our largest number is 86. Our Q1 is 53, our Q3 is 78, and our median is 74. So when we look at this data set and compare the centers and the variability, we can see how the centers gives us those average and summations, while the variability gives us an entire look over of the data set. So we can compare and contrast based upon what is asked of us. So if someone wants to know the average of that data set, we want to use the centers and specifically the mean. But if someone wants to know where most of the numbers fall in this data set, we look at the IQR, or the difference between our Q3 and our Q1. So they both are important, but at the same time we are looking specifically on whether we want a summation or whether we want to look at the data set in its entirety. So if you are confused, please look at other videos. Specifically, we have a video on variability. But don't forget to reach out and ask your teachers for help and give those practice problems they provide a try, whether it's through your assignments, iExcel, or finding practice problems in general. But I will see y'all next time. Bye!